Welcome everybody to Fright Night.
What?
No, not Fright Night. Okay. How about let's try. Welcome to the official MAP podcast. As you may know, I am one of your hostesses. I is singular host, a host I or hostess? Is it host I or I don't. Hostee. I am King Gardamus, one of the hosts here, and this is always the gamble. Which way we're gonna go? We're gonna go below me. Who? No, to my right. What do you have?
Charm City Champ, and actually, host is already plural, kind of like Pokemon.
So it's not host. Okay, all right. So, and to my left,
J Infinity.
J Infinity, also known as
Mr. Oh no.
Oh no.
It gets worse every time.
Next is going to be him on the floor doing a wet dance.
Oh no. Oh no.
So what do we have? What's happening? What's new? We've of course it's that time of the year. Mm-hmm. It's holiday season. Mm-hmm. Bunch of stuff every day. Something is happening. We are all three of us are in a group chat, and every day it is just wham, 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 wham.
Anarchy.
So, yeah, it is just anarchy.
Yeah. So this week's episode, we're talking about specifically comic books and their influence in video games, and vice versa. Video games influence in comic books, all because this Saturday, if you're watching this when it comes out, Comic Book Day.
Yay!
Comic Book Day.
I'm excited.
Comic Book Day. This is coming from the brain of J Infinite, who is providing most of the comic books here and who's a big help around here. So come on out, play some comic book video games, get some comics, meet some people, and have fun. We got trivia. We got a bunch of stuff coming.
Yeah.
Saturday,
and we'll all be here.
Yes.
So that'll be cool too.
You can actually meet us. And Jay may actually do the oh no WAP dance for us. So that may be a thing.
If you're in the Baltimore, Maryland area, it's 229 Park Avenue.
Yeah.
Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah. We'll be
in the heart of downtown.
We'll be streaming a little bit of it. The trivia, maybe one or two other things. So yeah.
What time?
Starts at 12 p.m.
12
p.m.
Saturday.
And you could go on the Facebook and Instagram to see the schedule for the list of games that we have. First up is Injustice, then Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and then last but not least, we'll have Marvel vs. Capcom 2. But we'll have plenty of other games down here, Smash Bros, and you might be able to actually smash a bro down. No?
Whoa.
No? A little
No.
too much?
Too much.
Okay, so
If that's your thing.
We do have a back room.
Tomato. But yeah, bunch of stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, but before we get into all of that, like we always start the show with redactions. Not too many.
Okay.
Really, it's really only one, but I want to touch on something else that we talked about last episode.
Okay.
The only redaction is you were talking about what you refer to as the PlayStation Home. This real small system you can use to play Vita games on your TV or to remote access your PlayStation 4.
Right.
It is actually called the PlayStation TV.
We said PlayStation TV.
You said PlayStation Home.
I said PlayStation Home?
Yes.
Play the tape again. Let me see it back. Yes, it is the PlayStation TV. Why did I say PlayStation Home? Why would you let me do that?
I don't know, man.
You just wanted me. You just
I didn't even know what it was.
It's a PlayStation TV.
We were close to the end of the show. I needed a redaction.
right. It's a PlayStation Home.
I was like,
We just gonna redact it later.
Got that motherfucker. Got him. Got you, bitch.
So yeah, that was the only real redaction that we need to make. But I want to touch on last week I kind of, got out of character a little bit.
What'd you do?
I was talking about scalpers. I was talking about the Persona 5 vinyl and how I couldn't get it and how the one
You're still complaining about
butt nugget. I am still complaining about it, but a little less now because an awesome listener hopped on our Instagram post and he told me that I Am 8-Bit is about to repress the vinyl.
Oh, thank you, listener. Thank you for,
so that'd be cool. I wish I remembered your name.
We'll shout you out somehow. So thank you for quelling Brian's rage because when he gets there, it's no.
It is. It's like
Jesus doesn't need any more warriors via a vinyl. So thank you for that.
Yeah, so that's it for the redactions. Now let's go to what are we playing?
Yeah.
Among Us.
Yes, I actually tried to partake. I did. I tried
downloaded
to partake. Actually, I was utterly confused. As I stated, I did fix an oxygen tank, and did not make it to the other one, and we died. I know there was just a lot of cussing going on, which I was all for, but like you guys told me, I need to partake in a little more to figure out.
You got to get a couple games under your belt, and then to get comfortable, figure out what's going on. Because there is no tutorial or anything.
Yeah,
you just hop in there and
best of luck to you.
Yeah.
So is Fall Guys still a thing now that Among Us is out?
So a lot of people, the Fall Guys community online is a little wary. There are a lot of memes saying how Among Us is killing Fall Guys, but I think the excitement is going to return when season 2 starts in about 2 weeks.
I agree. Usually, if a game is just good, it's always going to be viable. And Fall Guys seems to be a good game. All they have to do is just keep putting out content and keeping it good, and not put a billion not let EA buy.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fine.
Cool.
So y'all both are playing Among Us.
Yes.
And you're not really getting it so much as Jay is getting it.
Well, I haven't had time to delve in it. What I played seemed interesting. I'll probably have a chance to delve into more this evening and maybe tomorrow. I'm actually just going to purchase it on PC. I got it mobilely. I think I want to play it. Sit down and get into it, not just kind of like handheld.
Mobile's cool.
What's that?
It's the same.
Mobile
game.
is cool, but it's nothing like sitting and with the TV and
Okay.
And you can't voice chat on mobile.
Who needs
waiting, like pulling the type screen down and then type in and trying to hurry up and say what you got to say, and then that's kind of like that screws me up a lot. I be trying to plead my case and I'm already off the ship.
He already flew near.
It was red.
Charm City Champ was not the imposter.
That's a very cool game. I like to see how, like with Fall Guys and Among Us, these games are very basic but in depth. Basic but in depth, and that's cool. It's not this big convoluted thing. These are games that you can just kind of hop in, hop out, and have a lot of fun on. I'm seeing a lot of my friends, like on Facebook and stuff like that. Like, shout out to Hino. Carl was like, I am having fun playing Among Us, even though I'm not playing with my friends. So that kind of speaks in volume, because we were talking earlier how you were playing Avengers, and it wasn't as good when you were playing with randos. Of course, it's a lot better. So that's cool.
It almost makes it a better experience with Among Us when you're playing with random people you don't know their personalities all the time.
Because now you're just getting these mix of I get that.
Yeah,
that makes sense, especially when you play it from seeing the memes and playing it. And even though I don't have a deep understanding, I'm like, oh, okay, now I see. Okay, it makes sense. So cool. Who makes Among Us?
I had to get back to you on that. It's real small. Yeah. I believe it's the first game.
I'll look it up.
Yeah. I'll vamp while you do that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Cool. So Among Us for myself, and of course still while prepping up for pre-patch, there's a little event that's going to happen before the next expansion comes out. So we're guessing it's either going to come this Tuesday or following Tuesday. So that's probably going to be my mainstay.
Inner Sloth is the developer.
Oh, you're right. I remember. As you said it, I can remember the title card now.
Cool.
Also, since we're talking about Among Us, they announced that they were making part 2, and then they also announced that they're canceling part 2,
which was amazing to all of us, because I sent that in a text and I was like, when we were like, what the
I just found out about part 1. But I think that they're making the right decision. They decided to instead of creating a sequel, just add more content to part 1. Yeah, which makes more sense.
Yeah, follow Grand Theft Auto 5 if you don't. See what they're doing and just kind of go with that.
milk it for as long as you can.
For what it's worth. Not saying anything about Grand Theft Auto 5. It's a bad game. It's just don't expect to see 6 anytime soon.
Well, we got Red Dead 2 like 10 years later.
But it took them a while to put out content for that.
Yeah.
Too busy working on that Grand Theft Auto 5. What about you, Jay?
Among Us, I started. So I mainly play like mobile games because I'm always on the go. So I picked up South Park Phone Destroyer again.
Okay.
They finally fixed, because I was playing for a while a year ago, but I stopped playing because they had server problems. Like
Mhm.
every other game, it would just disconnect and you would lose. So they fixed those problems. So I'm back playing Phone Destroyer again. I'm a big South Park fan. I love that game.
So correct me if I'm wrong, because I downloaded it when it first came out, because it
Mhm.
was released alongside
The Fractured Butthole.
the Fractured Butthole.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's a competitive game that's structured like a turn-based RPG. Am I right?
Well, so you actually you play. It's a card game actually.
Okay.
You play the cards. You play your card, and the character is on the board, and the characters it's all animated. So
Okay.
your characters are trying to get to your opponent's side and do damage to your opponent, basically. But it all plays out in real time.
So kind of like Mega Man Battle Network.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I knew it sounded familiar.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I love it. It's if you're a South Park fan, it's literally a new episode of South Park every time you play.
Mhm.
'Cause
Cool.
They do all the voices, they curse,
Okay.
all that shit.
Yeah. This new wave of South Park games has all been like, and I think they're published by Ubisoft.
Yes.
Yeah. They've been both of them knocked it out the park.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah, good job, Oops.
mhm. For
Don't
once.
get bought. Don't get bought by Microsoft.
Better watch it.
I only make good games.
Nobody's safe from Phil Spencer.
Phil is on the ball this go round.
But yeah, that's all I've played since the last episode. So.
I can see Phil. They tried to kill my father. Like, no, they didn't.
How about yourself?
Me, so I'm playing two very popular games that came out last week. One of them you might not have heard of, Spelunky 2.
I've heard of Spelunky.
You heard of the first
That was an
Spelunky?
indie
Yes.
game, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So Spelunky 2 came out very quietly. So Spelunky 2 has been in the works for almost a decade now. But for those who don't know, Spelunky is a procedurally generated roguelike game where you're playing as an explorer and you go through these different underground, well, they're not all underground, but you're going through these levels, starting at the top, trying to get down to the bottom, and it's very easy to die. And you have to make it all the way through the end of the game without dying, or else you have to start all the way over.
God damn.
Clean restart. That's
Escalated quickly.
yeah. And literally everything you confront in this game is trying to kill you.
Everything.
Yeah.
Damn.
But the cool part, what makes Spelunky so unique and interesting is you have to spend the first several days or minutes or hours figuring out the game and figuring out what enemy does what and what their
right.
animations are and how do you kill them. Do I need to kill this thing? Is this thing on my side? How do I use this?
Okay.
So, and with Spelunky 1, there was two ways to beat it: a traditional way and what's called a hell run. So, so the traditional way to beat Spelunky is like 4 or 5 levels with 4 sub levels in each.
Mhm.
And if you just went through them normally, you just fought this regular boss and you beat the game. But there are secret ways to beat each level that will eventually unlock a branching path.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
kind of like Super Mario World.
yes. So you had to find out, but there was no, because of all these secrets, it built this kind of like online community where you kind of like getting together and you're checking forums.
And trying to figure out what secret G may have found. And
Exactly.
Okay. All right, that's cool.
Yeah. So that was real cool. And Spelunky 2 captured a lot of that. Spelunky 2 is almost like Spelunky 1.9. And that's not an insult. Because like Spelunky was already damn near perfect.
Right. So they just kind of took what was and just added on to it. It didn't add a whole bunch of
Mhm.
crazy stuff to it.
Yeah, levels are bigger, controls are a little tighter, more enemy types, more allies, and it's just more figuring everything out over again. Really fun. I'm crazy impressed because there's already speed runs of it out.
Already?
What's
Yeah.
the game come
What's the
out?
fastest time?
The one I seen was like 5. Was it 5? It wasn't 5 hours. I can't believe this Spelunky took 5 hours for anybody to beat. It was 5 something.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
5 minutes.
It might have been.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
It probably is a way to run through that in 5 minutes if you find a path. But yeah, Spelunky 2, really cool. $20. If you're into rogue likes and you're interested in getting into roguelikes, this is like the best roguelike game. Between that and Rogue Legacy.
4, 1. Switch.
PS4 and PC. That's it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no Xbox.
No Xbox for now.
No Xbox.
We'll get to that later.
10 years from now.
And the other game I'm playing is the vastly more popular game of Super Mario 3D All Star.
Yes, you
How
are.
is that?
Yeah, man.
Yes, you are.
I'm loving it. Obviously, again, like we've talked about it already. You can put Mario on anything, and I will buy it. But
And this is supposed to show you.
Arguably, everybody's been saying that these are probably the 3 best Mario games, at least 3D Mario games to ever be made.
Right.
And so before this came out, I've played Mario 64 and 100% of that.
Okay.
And I played Mario Galaxy and 100% of that. I have never played Sunshine before I picked this up.
And so Sunshine was the one on the GameCube?
Sunshine was the one for the GameCube, where they introduced the flood system, the little water gun thing
Okay.
they was using. And that game is so weird. It is weird.
I don't think I've partaken in the Mario game after 64, so I
Yeah.
miss Sunshine and all that. So it's weird the way it plays, or aesthetics, or just the world is like weird.
Just everything. The art style is a little weird, and I don't know if they did that to kind of get around how the GameCube wasn't a powerhouse, right? So it's kind of more. It's not cel shaded, but it looks like it's cel shaded a little bit. And yeah, the graphics out of the 3, shockingly, because I was prepared for 64 to be the one to age the poorest. But I think Sunshine is probably the least impressive graphically, because 64 is obviously like all the polygons and stuff, but it's kind of endearing, kind of like Minecraft. Like Minecraft obviously it's not a graphic powerhouse, but it looks good.
Right. Because
Yeah, and the same with 64. Like 64, obviously, like the textures aren't there and the polygon count's not there, but it looks good.
Okay.
The art style and everything. Whereas Sunshine, they remastered it. But okay, this is what I wanted to say. So Sunshine has canned cutscenes, and the cutscenes, everything in game got this remastered feel except for the cutscenes. So that game was originally 480i, and then when you take a video that's 480i and you stretch it out to be 1080p, it does not look good. So it's very jarring to go from gameplay and then it goes to cutscene, and it really, you can tell, it's super fuzzy. And also, Sunshine is the only 3D Mario game I've played that doesn't have a crouch button. Which doesn't sound like a big deal, but without a crouch button, you can't backflip, you can't long jump.
Oh.
So, Dodo, you Mario fans, you know what I'm saying. So, you play through all these Mario 3D games, and Super Mario 64, I picked up and I was able to get into that like it wasn't anything, because the controls in Super Mario 64 almost mirror Odyssey. It almost mirrors Super Mario 3D World. And the same for Galaxy, outside of, the few, because Galaxy is kind of like maybe the craziest of all of them.
And the controls is basic. What is it? Move around, jump, and
Yeah, I mean, it is basic. Like, you got the jump, you got your crouch, you got your dives and stuff like that. But it's like the combinations that you can create in those 3D Mario games. Like, if you really watch somebody speed run any of those 3D Mario games, and
I have. Did you see
it's
the ones
insane.
where they turn backwards and do that?
Yes. It is very, like, the controls are not deep, but they are deep.
Right. But with Sunshine.
The removing of the crouch button and then the adding of the shooting with the water pump thing.
Yeah. Whole different dynamic.
Very weird. It took me a long time to get used to that. So I'm going to see it through. But as of now, all you people who pick Sunshine as like your favorite Mario game, I really would like to hear something like you need to defend yourself.
So are you playing it and enjoying it, or you just kind of like muscling through it? Like, I know you're saying that the controls are weird, but are you at least like, the controls are weird, but I'm enjoying it? Or are you like, the controls are weird? So let me just...
Sunshine's fun.
Okay.
I will say that. But and another thing that's with Sunshine and 64 is the controls and the way it feels aren't as tight. And in that aspect, those games have aged poorly. Like, Galaxy feels real good. Mario's doing exactly what I want him to do. He's stopping on a dime, stuff like that. But in 64 and Sunshine, you'll run, and then I'll stop pushing the left thumbstick, and then he'll still run for like 2 or 3 milliseconds, and that's enough to kill you. And like some of them, and like sometimes he's like, I'll press the jump button, and he's not jumping exactly when I press the jump button. So that stuff kind of aged poorly.
Lag.
Yeah. But that aside, I feel like I had to get the bad out first because it's obviously these three games are obviously.
I'm finished trashing this game.
It goes without saying that these are amazing platformers. They're like the kings of the platforming game. That doesn't need to be said. Obviously, if you can find it on store shelves and you own a Switch, get it. Obviously. But I'm forewarning you. These games may not have aged the way you
thought they did when
exactly.
you initially got them. Yeah, there are a few games that I've played. I was like, I remember this game. It was great. I played it. I was like, is this what? Mega Man was one.
Yeah,
Not a bad game, but it's hard. Like I played it as an adult. I was like, why would my parents willingly buy me this?
And then I mean, some later iterations of Mega Man made like Mega Man 7 makes Mega Man 1 pointless, in my opinion. Because the controls are tighter,
right?
The art style is a little better, stuff like that. And it's the same thing with Mario 64 and the Mario Sunshine, even though they're still enduring and there's still things about them that make them unique. The existence of Mario Odyssey, I'm fine with Mario Odyssey.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It nullifies all of that.
Yeah. So that's how I feel about Mario. That turned into a whole thing.
What's the show about again?
That's what. That's what I'm playing right now.
Luigi who?
I'm kidding, Miyamoto.
He's like, shame on you. What we got it next? So that's what we're all playing.
Yeah. Next up is the news.
Oh, plenty of that. Man.
Where are we going to start?
Of course, next gen systems right around the corner. If you are a video gamer and you're into next gen something, there's a console, there's a PC thing coming for you, there's something, and just a lot of stuff, like we said earlier, we're finding out every day. We're just texting each other every day, like, did you see this? Did you see this?
Yeah.
Maybe this, maybe that. There's rumors, there's facts, there's everything.
So let's start chronologically.
Okay.
So even though this
in the beginning, God made.
We have not done a podcast since the PS5 showcase, so I figured we'd briefly touch on the stuff that, even though, if you're watching this, you probably have seen it. I feel like we should still give our opinions on what we've seen in the showcase.
I was not impressed.
And Jay is a Sony fan.
I am a Sony fan. I was not impressed.
Yeah.
All they did was repackage the same bullshit they had before, made it shiny, and was like, here you go. And they didn't. The only did they really of the games they announced, what was actually new? I can't.
FF16.
Yeah, but did you see how corny that trailer was, though?
Yeah,
you couldn't tell it was a Final Fantasy game until they said it was Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you kind of knew because I kind of knew it was once I started seeing like the chocobos and the. But
when the chocobo showed up,
I thought that it was a Final Fantasy 14 expansion. So when I seen it, I was just like, oh, 14 expansion.
I'm glad you said that. So I did some digging, and this is apparently directed by the same guy who directed 14. Which is why the art style mimics that so much.
So I'm assuming it's in the same world lore of it.
Probably
so that's
not.
why.
Probably not.
Yeah, who knows?
Every Final Fantasy is
different.
But some of them, like
unless it has a direct
13
sequel.
and like some of them take place like 13 and like 12.
They dabbled in the 13 universe for a while.
Yeah, they'll dabble in the same.
Those are
universes.
MMOs, though, right?
But they'll still dabble in the same.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Outside of the MMO, all the games are standalone, unless it has a direct sequel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is a standalone
I'll look
game.
into that.
You gonna
you
about to smack me?
Yeah, no.
All those people that are listening.
When I come in next week with a trench coat on,
there's steam coming out of Mike's head.
Can't wait. Welcome to I got a redaction.
You won't get me. No.
So let's try to touch individually on everything that happened in the showcase. So yeah, FF16 was revealed. I was pretty shocked by it. I was expecting a 7-2 trailer. Obviously, that was a shot in the dark.
Yes.
We're not getting that for like another 10 years.
I really was expecting a dead IP to come back. I was looking for a Soul Reaver or a Legacy of Kain, just not that's, but that's something like that, something like way out left field. People gonna be like, "Oh, where did they find that?"
Mhm.
And nothing.
So I know it's not a dead IP, but it is something that I don't think anybody was expecting. That it was long rumored, and we seen literally no hardcore evidence that this was a thing that was actually happening. But they confirmed that the Harry Potter RPG.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what I was
yes,
thinking.
yes.
That was the one.
I heard just like talks of it, but just
Yeah.
and it came to fruition with the thing. Sony was that? I think I've access doing. Was that a Sony exclusive or
No,
No.
Okay.
it's developed by Avalanche. If for those of you who don't I knew it rang a bell when we were streaming it. So I went and looked up. Avalanche used to be a subsidiary of Disney Interactive, and they're the people who developed Disney Infinity for Disney. That's the Toys to Life game.
okay.
And then Disney killed it.
Yeah, yeah. So with that being said, Disney Infinity, if you haven't played it, it was a really fun game, and the controls were very tight. The combat was very fun in it. Like, you wouldn't think a game that was targeting younger kids would have a satisfying combat, but it actually did.
And then Disney got greedy.
Yeah.
Disney.
So the game. The only reason why the game died is because when they did the Star Wars expansion, they made too many figures.
Yeah.
And they pretty much saturated the market.
Yeah.
And that killed it.
I mean, to be honest,
They
that
weren't
game,
selling enough.
it didn't need a sequel.
Right.
They released Disney Infinity 1, and then Disney Infinity 2 came out like, what, less than a year later?
I think I remember that. Yeah, it came with the little platform that you could
Yeah.
stick the. Okay.
Yeah.
And they just flooded the market.
Mm.
Really fun game. But, I'm excited I'm a big Harry Potter fan. I like Avalanche's work, so I have no doubt.
That they'll
Yeah.
come through. Yeah.
Yeah, this looked
Yeah.
good. And apparently, this is going to take place before the books.
And seems like it's been in worse long enough for them to take their time to get it right. It wasn't like they were like last year and were like, to be out in a year or so. I mean, this has been in talks since last gen console.
Yeah, we were hearing rumors for a very long time.
So I think they have had time to take their time and get it right and give it to us the way we want. Give it to me. Give it to me, baby.
You don't really. Jay looks like he's not a big Potter fan.
You're not a Potter fan? What about Lord of the Rings? You
Lord of the Rings, yeah.
Most people are either or.
Mm-hmm.
I'm both.
I dabble in Lord of the Rings. The movies, I really don't want to start this firestorm. But
they write it. They like, go ahead and
do it.
say it.
I thought the movies were boring. I did it. I said it.
I quit. I quit. I'm walking.
I said it.
Well, there goes the podcast.
But to get back on track, Harry Potter looks good. Supposedly the story takes place before the books, and Avalanche made it a point to say that J.K. Rowling has
Have you been following her?
No, oh yeah, for sure.
She is every day. She just digs herself a deep hole.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that she would have.
She's very anti-trans.
Yeah, I know that, but I figured at some point in time, I know when you say like one or two things, you be like, well, maybe
she doubles and triples down on it.
She definitely dug her heels.
This is the hill I die on.
Yeah. That's such a weird thing for you to come out and reveal. That's very
Right, because
weird.
like at one point in time, in one of the books, she made Hermione, like
Hermione.
black, yeah.
Hermione.
And she was like, I never stated like what, and now.
Oh no, that was because they made her black in the stage play,
Yeah.
and people were giving her shit for that.
Yeah.
But she was like you said, she never stated
It's a
that
fictional
Hermione
character.
was
Right.
Whatever the
white
hell.
or black.
Yeah.
She was just a female character.
But turn that other corner, huh? Too hot for TV.
Ooh, very weird.
Yep. So
What else they had? Resident Evil.
Resident Evil,
The
which
Resident Evil 8 trailer, yeah.
which I think you took your pants off for when you saw that.
I'm big, yeah.
Yes,
I can't
Bron's-
wait for this.
Bron's a big Resident Evil fan. Which is, I don't remember you being as big as a Resident Evil fan until as of late.
Because, I mean, all right, so Resident Evil is probably the least consistent franchise in history, right? So I loved 1 and loved 2. I didn't play 3, not by choice.
3 was cool.
Yeah.
3 was cool.
4 was amazing, obviously. But before 4, there was like all these like sequels to 3,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Nemesis and yeah.
I had Code Veronica on Dreamcast.
Code Veronica,
That was
forgot
cool.
about
I
that.
played that because I had a Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Which is funny. I did not play 4 until later. Like I knew 4 came out and it was a big thing, but I didn't partake in it till like a year or 2 down the line.
Yeah, I didn't play it when it was a GameCube exclusive because I didn't have a GameCube.
Same thing.
But when it got ported to the PS2, that's when I played that.
Right.
But yeah, 4 is perfect. 5 was fine.
5 was fine. Played 5. I think I had on 360. I like the co-op.
Yeah.
Because
and then 6 started the downward spiral.
Yeah, 6 was, yeah, which is funny because I was thinking of, and then 6 popped in my head. I was like, oh, that because then you had like Raccoon City.
Yeah.
Oh
That
god,
thing was a nightmare.
yeah, I remember
They tried to mimic the action levels of the movies.
And I remember
why would you try to mimic anything from them?
Because they were selling
movies
so
are
well.
Horrible.
But the people were going to watch
yeah,
them.
the movies.
But it wasn't like people weren't buying Resident Evil games.
Right.
prior to
Yeah,
that. So why?
I don't know.
as bad or mediocre as you say the movies were, like people were actually going to go see them.
Yeah.
And I guess they were like, ooh, let's capitalize off that. And those chunk of 3 or 4 games were just like bad. And then they almost took a step back.
Yeah.
It's like, all right. Whew.
Yeah.
And they made 7. Yeah. And 7 was like, when I played 7, I was like, oh.
Yeah, I
Okay.
loved 7.
Almost, because in my opinion, Silent Hill games were spooky. They were dark. You didn't know what was coming around the corner. Like I was always a sense of what's about to come out and touch me unwillingly. And Resident Evil 7, it was a like a glyph. The guy's walking through. The girl walks past there's a doorway. The girl just walk past the doorway. You press pause, turns it off, and so the game just had this creepiness to it. And it was like action oriented, especially when you're fighting a guy in the garage. So it was cool to kind of see them keep going with that theme. I'm pretty sure 8's going to be that. But 8's renamed something different. It's
Village. So it's still Resident Evil 8, but the subtitle is Village.
Is it a prequel?
No, it's a direct sequel of 7.
Okay.
And God damn it!
I'm not too familiar with the story. What 7 story? Because I've seen it and it shows like you're inside a mansion.
Yeah.
Like
get stuck at the
7, you're playing as a new character. I think his name's Ethan. I'm gonna have to look it up later. But you're traveling with your wife, and your wife gets kidnapped.
Okay.
And you find out she was taken to this like what looks like an abandoned mansion. And that's where like you bump into this weird hillbilly family, and you find out they have these like crazy. I'm gonna try to not touch on spoilers for 7, but it's probably gonna happen. So
prepare yourself.
Give me like a minute. So you bump into this weird family, and then later you find out they have these weird supernatural powers. Come to find out, they were the part of this like experiment of the Umbrella Corporation.
Oh, okay.
They were like the original testers of like this T virus or whatever the hell it was called. And
all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, all hell breaks loose. And it winds up like, it becomes more and more clear that it is a Resident Evil game. Because at the beginning, the first like 6 or 7 hours, you're like, what the heck? This looks nothing like Resident Evil.
Yeah.
But then like Chris Redfield pops in and like, yeah. So in this one, I don't know how they explain it, but the main character and his now reunited wife go to like Eastern Europe. And
hold on.
it's a whole set change.
So they escape 7.
Yes.
And they're taking a family trip to Europe, and they somehow stumble upon.
And it looks like the.
They need to stay home.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. But according to the trailer, this like SWAT team comes into wherever they're staying and like kidnaps them again. I'm assuming the SWAT team is Umbrella Corps.
We want you back.
Yeah. But this one's introduced in like, it looks like magic elements. There's werewolves and witches and crazy shit. And I'm in there.
Nipple clamps and
all. Yeah, I'm into it.
Everything supernatural is Umbrella Corps.
Like, yeah.
They created vampires
and
witches.
I really that's what I'm intrigued by. If they're going to explain some sort of logical explanation to why witches exist, and I want to hear it.
Especially if Umbrellas did it.
Yeah.
Umbrella has been, it's actually an ancient organization that's been around for centuries.
Could be. So,
is Umbrella, they might be in the Bible.
They might be.
I'm going to go read the Bible, see if the Umbrella Corp is in there.
What else did we see? Dark Souls.
Yes, they played actual gameplay of Demon's Souls.
Demon. So please forgive me. Demon. Please.
I will say this.
Redacting that name.
I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
I was impressed.
Woof. Yeah.
Especially when you see these side by
The comparison from the
looking to
original
see how good
game
it is,
and
when
the
you look-
and the remaster.
you're like, ooh.
So the remaster is developed by Blue Point, which has been doing a lot of remaster work for Sony as of late. They remastered Shadows of Colossus, and they did one more that's escaping me. But
So quick trivia. Originally, that was supposed to be like 40 some odd colossi in the. I found it out doing trivia. Like, what is it? 8 in that?
it was only like 8.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
That would have been
40?
like a 40-hour game.
We'll still be playing it right there. The original. So, yeah. Looks. I mean, Demon Souls looks. Just Demon Souls just looking really, really, really good.
It looks really good, and its performance. So, all right. So the Demon Soul and the Dark Soul games, they get a lot of crap from like the hardcore community because they perform like shit. The frame rate dips a lot. There's a part of Dark Soul, the original Dark Souls, that's damn near unplayable when you try to play the original game.
Wow,
because it just chugs so bad. But yeah, this game looks brilliant. It's running like at a smooth 60. And all right, so the one part, it looks graphically good, right? But the one part that really blew me away is when you're going through the level and you see these like cloudy doorways.
Mm-hmm.
That's normally the sign that like a big scene change or a big boss fight's about to happen. And normally in the old game, you would go through that cloudy door and it would take like a minute before the next environment change. Mm-hmm. So, and I said it during the live stream that I was confused that they still included the cloudy doors because that's obviously a way to hide the load screen. But he stepped through the cloud and it just vanished immediately. And I was like, yeah. That thing looked good.
That's a plus.
Yeah.
Teraflops.
Teraflops.
Floppy.
No, Xbox is the one with the teraflops.
Sony has babies.
But I guess outside of that, there was nothing.
Yeah, they made maybe like one or two other games. Miles Morales.
They showed Miles Morales gameplay. Yeah. That looks good.
But we all knew that was. I mean,
and I'm pissed.
Wait. Let's talk about the stream first, and then we'll talk about what happened immediately after the stream.
Yeah. Other than that, there wasn't anything. Which is weird because after the stream,
Devil May Cry.
Yes, they announced that Devil May Cry 5 is getting
Championship Edition.
Yeah.
Which all right, so I played Devil May Cry 5. I fell off of it.
I did not.
It didn't take me long for me to fall off of it. I didn't like that each mission type you were forced to play a certain character. So that one change, I might be willing to give Devil May Cry 5 another try because it looks like you can change people on the fly.
I stopped playing Devil May Cry after they did the reboot with it because it was Dante. Then they did the reboot. It was Devil May Cry with the new guy.
Yeah.
In that beginning, the way it comes on, he looks like Dante. He's like,
yeah, DMC was.
I was like, turn it off. You lost me. So I know it's been a few since then. So
yeah,
I wasn't Devil May Cry. I'm with Jay. I was not blown away. And then like immediately after the stream, after we got off,
yeah,
more stuff came out because we were still texting like this.
Yeah.
I was like, well, why wouldn't he just say that? Like we were just on the stream.
It looked like immediately after the live stream, I think they Sony did exclusive interviews with IGN, and that's where the answers started coming because IGN was asking questions, and I guess maybe Sony thought those weren't going to be questions.
Nobody's going to ask about that.
Like obviously, like that's all you need, right? No, we want to know.
Yeah.
So specifically with the Miles Morales stuff, that's where a lot of like gray area was still. So Miles Morales, the regular Miles Morales is going to be $30, correct? Or
no,
40?
50.
It's 50?
50, yeah.
Oh, look that up real quick.
Yeah, it's 50. I know, I know.
So the regular one is 50 and the collector's edition is 70?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to run with that for now. So,
I see your little balloon just got busted a little bit.
So
it's $49.99.
Wow.
It's already.
That's a lot
Yeah.
for a glorified expansion pack, but okay. But
because I think the collector's edition comes with Spider-Man.
Yeah. So
for $20 more, you get Spider-Man and Miles Morales.
Yep. So Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Splatoon 3. Spider-Man Miles Morales is $50. You get just the new Miles Morales game, but for $20 more,
You get the Spider-Man game.
you get the remastered Spider-Man, which apparently, so Insomniac said that they're basically already admitted they're working on Spider-Man 2. And they already started making next-gen textures and assets. So they figured, let's just throw those in part 1 and re-release it, right? Here's where the funny part comes in.
Y'all ready for that?
Here we go.
So Xbox, you know how Xbox has adopted this whole smart delivery thing. If you own an Xbox One version of a game and there's a Series X or S version of the game, you automatically get that upgrade for free.
Yes.
Sony has said, no. You
No tiki, no washing.
you have to get this Ultimate Edition to play this Spider-Man remaster. It's not being sold by itself. Your saves do not come over, so you have to start the game all over again.
You might as well talk about my mother right now.
And woof, yeah, that's so. I was on the side of the fence where I appreciate the free upgrades, but they're not something that's owed to us. But this just looks like bad business.
It is.
Yeah.
Like, one of the reasons why I wanted to get a PS5 was for Miles Morales.
Mm-hmm.
Then after the showcase, they were like, well, Miles Morales is going to be on PS4. All right, so I'm not going to buy a PS5.
Mm-hmm.
Then you tell me that when I do get a PS5, I got to buy the game over again.
Mm-hmm.
Kiss my.
Oh, we didn't even touch on the fact that did it. All right, Jesus Christ, it was so much. So, yeah, we didn't even touch on the fact that Miles Morales and Horizon Forbidden West will both be PS4 and PS5 cross-gen games.
Right.
And you can't. The save won't go over.
The saves won't go over. If you buy the PS4 version, you still have to buy the PS5 version of both.
Yep.
Woof. So, all right. So I was willing to accept that Miles Morales.
And that pretty much contradicts the whole backwards compatibility.
Very much so. So, all right. So the games, if you buy the PS4 versions of the
Even
games,
more pissed off. I just thought about that.
no, the PS4 versions of those games will work on the PS5, but
Right.
you do not get that next gen upgrade.
Right.
So you might as well buy the PS. That doesn't,
You
so,
might as well
so you have
not
a
buy a PS5.
Right. Yeah, it's very weird.
Yeah.
Again, it's a weird gray area for me. So like, I understand that we aren't owed that next gen upgrade because obviously all three of us, we've lived through a bunch of generations of gaming, and specifically, I remember when the Xbox 360 came out, and there was a lot of cross-gen games, and it was just this concept of getting that next-gen version for free was unheard of. I remember I owned Gun, and I had to rebuy Gun
I do remember
for the 360.
Right.
And I think it was another one. Tony Hawk's American Wasteland was another one that was cross-gen, and that wasn't a thing. So I am used to the idea of not getting that next-gen version for free. But now that this is becoming the new norm, and Sony is not picking up on that, that's very...
And now, like, I get maybe the technology wasn't as seamless as it is now.
Yeah.
Because now it's just like a seamless thing. Everything's cloud-based, and it's just a matter of almost just like hitting a button or a couple tweaks. Like, why not just do it if it's going to appease your crowd? Like, why not? It's like, for yourself. Like, you may joke about it. Like, well, you don't joke about it. You're a Sony guy. You probably won't get an Xbox. And now you're just like, yo, I'm a fan, Sony. And then you're just killing me.
You're not giving me a reason to buy a PS5.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I think Sony just likes to be difficult.
I agree with that.
I think they never have the reasons why they do stuff or don't do stuff don't make sense.
Yeah, even with their proprietary, like with the Vita, the card was almost like not quite an XD, but just almost the cord to the Vita was almost like a iPhone. Everything's just not no. No, we're gonna go this way. And,
yeah.
I just think Sony knows that they're the top dog right now, and they're kind of in that you have to conform to us. We are not conforming to you. And I don't know. This might work out for them. It might not. We don't know.
Hey, we'll see. Hey, well, they're already not getting my money. So
So fast forward to the following day, and pre-orders, right?
Mm.
Well, All right,
No.
step back. Sony announced, "Hey, pre-orders start tomorrow," and then Walmart said, "Wrong."
By
Wrong.
tomorrow, you mean right now?
So yeah, Walmart tweeted out a couple minutes after the stream was over, "We're not going to wait. You can pre-order here now."
Come to Walmart first,
And
and
then-
then everybody else was like,
Every other retail panicked, and they put the pre-orders up too. So PS5s all sold out like 30 minutes after the stream.
Right.
And can you imagine like working like an afternoon shift, and you go to sleep, and you wake up the next morning like, oh, cool, today's the day I can pre-order my. Oh no, I can't. Stand in line, GameStop, and nobody's out there like, what? I thought today was the day. Oh, okay.
I mean that happened to a lot of people. They
Mhm.
I went to a local store that will remain nameless. And
Not the one that I just named like a.
no, it's fine. I went to a GameStop, and I went there where it was open. There was already 5 people waiting, and the manager already knew what they were there for. He was like, "No, they're all gone."
Yeah. Good morning.
I can see PS5 on your face.
Yeah. Sorry to disappoint, but we got some Xbox Ones. Regular old Xbox One, bro.
So Sony came out, they apologized, and they confirmed that there will be more PS5s before launch day.
Okay.
We shall see.
We shall see.
On to the news. More news. Talking about Sony, let's talk about Xbox.
Ooh.
Yep. So Xbox said we would not have that problem, and they were adamant saying that
that didn't
we
age.
are going
That
to
tweet
have
didn't age well.
Xboxes for everyone. Thank you for touching my thing.
And they did.
And guess what?
Same problem.
Same problem. Same exact thing.
Oh, theirs was even worse though.
So let's go down the line. So Xbox, during the planning, it was very organized. If you went to Xbox website, they shared all the retailers and links directly to the pre-order sites, and it seemed like this was not going to be the proverbial shit
Yes,
show.
it looked like they were trying to take the precautions and not having all of the headaches that, this person jumping the gun. They were, setting up their table nice and neat. Okay, forks go here, plates go here. Okay, gravy. All right.
So the Microsoft Store.
Yes.
If you tried to go there, the site would just crash.
Literally.
Site literally crashed.
GameStop's website had a line to get into the website.
Which seemed organized.
Yes, we seemed organized.
Except some people never got out the
Ever.
line.
Which is so funny. On my phone, I was trying to do it on my phone. I got back on Safari today, and I'm still online.
Like it wouldn't even. So you didn't even have to go to like GameStop.com/Xbox. Like if you went to GameStop's main page,
It was like
it
wait
put
in
you in the
line.
line.
But I'm not here for that.
Yeah. Yeah, but get in line with the Xbox. I know you're here for sunshine, Meryl Sunshine. What? No, it's right there. Yeah, get in. What the hell?
So yeah, Microsoft Store broken. GameStop put you in a line that you never got out of.
And then
Best Buy just said coming soon.
and
You
then
couldn't even click it.
I think you said you got as far as somebody to put a few in your cart.
Target and Walmart both allow me to put Xbox X Series X's in my cart. And then as I checked out, they both said, I have nothing in my cart. Somebody took it out of my
Somebody
cart.
snatched it
While
out
I
of
was
your
So yeah, that was my
You wanted
experience.
these candles, right? No, I wanted the Xbox that you're taking out of my cart.
So I was using Xbox's, landing page, Microsoft's landing page to pick retailers.
Mhm.
I didn't realize that Amazon wasn't one of the listed
Yes.
retailers.
Yes, I saw a couple people on my friends list. They were like, they got there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Immediately, people
yeah.
who went to Amazon had no problem
Mhm.
until they were sold out.
Right.
So yeah, that was a proverbial shit show. And to even put sprinkles on top of that, the Xbox One X sales of the Xbox One X on Amazon went up 700%?
Yeah.
So,
People were actually. I read an article, saw the tweets. People actually did buy the Xbox One,
X. My mistake.
thinking it was the Series X.
Yuck.
I mean, if you don't know, you just know Xbox, and you go see, and especially
But we called that though.
we
Yeah,
did,
for sure.
We
we
called
did.
that.
But I mean, it's one word that, Series X and just X. Like, if you just don't know, then you don't know. You're some mom, you just like, oh, my kid wants a Xbox Series X. And you
That
just
he
go
already-
see it.
that he
Xbox
already
X.
have.
Yep. And yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that was weird. I was hoping and I was praying that it was really just scalpers that were getting screwed over. That would have been just like chef's kiss. But nope, it's just gonna be a bunch of pissed off people come Christmas.
Yeah,
Right.
man. Yeah. You wake up trying to play that, and you just get a regular Xbox X, and you just like,
You get the same Xbox you already had.
literally. So yeah, that was our. That was what everybody got for the release of the new consoles. I'm pretty sure there'll be maybe a wave or two more before they actually come out, but I don't foresee them going not necessarily better, but they're just gonna go like that. I mean,
Yeah.
before
It's expected.
you'll see a tweet that Amazon has them, and by the time you click on your app, click on the Xbox or PlayStation, put it in your thing, and go to pay for it, they'll be gone. So
Well, at least with Amazon, for stuff they have sold out, they allow you to
Get a reminder.
get a reminder.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That was nice of Amazon.
They've always done that.
Oh,
They're usually pretty good with their reminders.
Yeah.
thanks, Jeff, with your extra.
Best
13
Buy.
billion.
Best Buy, you get a reminder a day later.
Yeah, basically,
Oh.
right?
Literally.
Yesterday, you could.
Oh, you just missed it.
We sold them all out yesterday. Dang. Want a Blu-ray player?
Oh man.
So all that craziness happened, but we skipped something the day before Xbox pre-orders opened. Microsoft announced that they purchased
Oh.
the biggest developer in Maryland,
Yeah.
Bethesda Software.
And they bought Bethesda. So I mean, prospectively, potentially, Skyrim 6 would be an Xbox exclusive, and there's nothing.
I don't think they're going. That
Of course not. I mean, but I was just saying, Skyrim would make way more money if it went on everything,
Right.
But
Yeah.
it's just the fact that they actually own that company. And Bethesda bangs out hits. Like, they make pretty good games. They make, not
Oh, not
Fallout
recently.
76, but
Yeah.
they make good games. So
So to temper everybody's expectations, like y'all already touched on, Microsoft owns a lot of properties that aren't exclusive to Xbox.
Mhm.
Minecraft, you can play it on literally everything. Minecraft Dungeons, which just came out,
Mhm.
is on everything. Psychonauts 2 will be on the PS4 and the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and blah blah blah. So yeah, it's looking like they're okay with some things not being exclusive. With that being said, I would not be shocked if like the smaller tier Bethesda games, like maybe your Evil Within 3, if it ever happens, or Wolfenstein 3, I would not be shocked if those wind up being Series X exclusives.
because that makes sense. Those are a little more niche. So
Yeah.
why not just hold these, and those people that really want it will get our system.
Either Xbox exclusive or PC.
Of course.
Pretty
Right,
sure everything-
right.
I'm pretty sure everything they
Yeah.
have is going to be on PC.
I think
so.
Xbox and PC kind of semi go hand in hand.
Well, I mean, it's the same pot.
Yeah, right,
Microsoft,
right, that's why, yeah.
yeah.
So, I mean, that was, and a little bit of a rumor mill. I kind of sent, people like, Microsoft may buy Sega. That would be just another person they would have in their pocket.
Yeah, so Phil Spencer, he confirmed that Xbox is not done buying things.
Mm.
Like, even after spending, $4.2 billion?
Is that what I never seen what the acquisition was?
Yeah. I read that's more than what Disney spent to buy the Star Wars franchise.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah, they
All right.
they spent it to buy
All right.
Bethesda.
Big Dick Phil.
And they said they are not done.
We
So
ain't done. This dick ain't done. All right. Sorry, bud.
So, I mean, we shall say it's a little discerning. You definitely don't want it to turn into a situation where it's just three big companies running
Just
video
buying up
games.
everything. Yeah.
And especially, so Microsoft has a mixed track record with acquisitions.
Oh, rewind that.
Yeah.
Real quick. It was 7.5 billion.
7.5 billion. Look
Yeah.
at you.
Trying to tone it down. Let me go lay down. Wow.
And cry.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Microsoft acquired Rare, and that wind up not being what we all thought it was going to be. But then, Microsoft acquired people like Double Fine, and they're letting them operate autonomously. Stop that. Left up your mic.
I'm sorry.
I can hear it. Yeah, so we shall see. I'm pretty sure Bethesda's going to be on the latter side, and they're going to let them operate the way they want to operate, and whatever.
Right.
We shall see.
We shall see. We shall see. I feel like Nintendo's just kind of being left out of this whole little, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S, the new video card for the PC, and then Nintendo's like,
Nintendo's got Mario and Pokemon. They're not worried.
We got Kirby.
We got Kirby. Kirby Fighters 2. Just in case you missed one. We got part 2.
Yeah, so very weird. Late Wednesday night, Kirby Fighters 2, some weird game that technically didn't even have a part 1,
right,
got leaked on Nintendo's website and then immediately removed. But screenshots happened.
Yes.
So Nintendo decided to just go ahead, drop the trailer, and release it on eShop. Kirby Fighters 2 is now on the Switch.
Which looks like Smash Bros.
A lot like Smash Bros.
When I questioned you about it, you said yes, but this one has health bars.
That's the big
I wasn't ready for these health bars.
Yeah, so Smash Brothers, but you can only pick Kirby and Kirby characters, and you don't have to worry about knocking people off the stage.
And health bars. Hear me out for this fighting game. Health bars.
So yeah, so it's only $20. So that cushions it. So when I seen it, I thought it was going to be a free to play because Nintendo has been kind of dabbling into the free to play market. With there's another Kirby game that's free to play on Switch and Tetris 99.
Yeah,
and the Super Nintendo and NES emulators that are on the Switch. And this struck me as, all right, this is definitely going to be free to play, and it's not. It's $20.
Downloadable only or
download only? Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Digital.
Yeah. Kids these days. No, I mean it looks fine.
Yeah. It's something different. If you're not the Smash, maybe this is a little. You haven't dabbled in Smash Brothers. This will whet your palate for it, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. It's $20.
If I was Nintendo, I would have held off. Like this is a weird like. Sony and Microsoft are making big waves. We got to say something. This is a weird answer to that. Hyrule Warriors 2 probably would have been the better thing.
Yeah, if it or anything else, absolutely. Hyrule Warriors 2 would have been the bigger, like, okay, this is all right.
Yeah. But no, Kirby Fighters.
Or maybe teasing Skyward Sword 2. I mean, that's not Skyward. What's the latest?
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
Well, Breath of the Wild 2 is already in the works.
Okay.
But
like,
it's not coming out anytime soon. They showed a cutscene E3 before last. Well, there wasn't E3 this year, but last year's E3.
Maybe it'll be released on the new 4K Switch.
Hey boy, I guess we got to touch on that now that you brought that up.
4K.
So there was rumors that Nintendo is working on a upgraded version of the Switch. And then game developers started revealing that Nintendo asked them to make their games 4K ready.
Ooh.
So Nintendo finally came out and confirmed that they are indeed working on a not next gen, but a more powerful version of the Switch.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. I see it like we talked about being docked 4K.
Yeah.
In hand 1080i.
Yeah.
No,
but probably 1080p.
Yeah. IP on you. Yep.
Who wants to see Mario kickflip in 4K?
I mean, I thought that at first too, back when the big generational leap from the Wii to the Switch, because the original Wii could not do full HD, could only do 1080i at the most. And some games on that, like Galaxy 1 and 2, look really good on that. And I just thought, like, I don't need to see a next-gen Mario, for the looks or whatever. But comparing Odyssey to Galaxy, like, it's a big jump, and it's a very appreciated jump. So I think it'll be cool. And then it's not just Mario per se, like Zelda.
Yeah.
Like Breath of the Wild could definitely do with some graphic fidelity.
So you think it's one of those things like you don't know you want it until you see it? Like
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, I don't really need it. Then you see it, you're like, oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then sometimes some games so most 4K TVs upscale internally, but it doesn't always have the same result. Like sometimes when you try to upscale something, it
doesn't
looks
quite,
stretched out.
Yeah.
And Yeah, so having a native 4K Switch
Well,
would do a big favors.
so hopefully we'll see that maybe year and a half ish. What else we can have for you, mofos?
Well, we finally got out the news. That took forever.
Woo! Lot of news
That took
happening.
forever. But now we have a.
What we got? What we got? Yeah. If you want to be featured on the MAP podcast, let us know, and your stuff can be right here in this imaginary
Somewhere.
box. Yeah, it could be
Somewhere
on
here.
his bosom. It could be on the WAP show that John's going to put on there.
So yes, if you want to support us or get some more exclusive looks into the MAP podcast, you can become a patron at patreon.com/MAPGameTech.
You are good at that.
we have packages as low as $3.
$3.
And for that, you get behind the scenes peeks, you get exclusive live streams, you get discount codes for MAPGameTech.com.
Talking that talk.
And a bunch more, man.
Talk that talk. That.
$3. You know what costs $3? A carton of eggs.
You know what else costs $3?
Right, you buy your eggs. $3 of eggs.
3 hours. $3.
Brown eggs.
Will also get you an hour of admission into our awesome gaming lounge.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Do both.
If you got it. I mean,
Yeah.
times are rough.
Ooh, $6.
If you got to pick one,
Yeah.
Patreon.
Yeah. So we can help Brian out.
But yes, patreon.com/MAPGameTech.
Woo, woo, woo. Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Can we get to the main topic now?
We can. You get to the main
Did we
topic.
do that?
Yeah, you get to the main topic.
All right. So, in honor, I mentioned it earlier, in honor of Comic Book Day being Saturday, if you're watching this in real time,
Yes.
we want to talk about comic books and video games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, comic books have just become a mainstay of our everyday lives with the Marvel movies and everything like that.
Mhm.
And video games, since
Yeah,
we're home.
For
So
sure, man.
why not do comic books and video games?
Yeah, man. So yeah, the lines have blurred a lot in the past decade or two, and I figured let's break it down and let's talk about it. First, let's talk about how comic books influenced games.
Well, first off, money.
Yes. Yeah.
But growing up, I'm assuming if you like video games, you probably delved in comic books.
Mhm.
And it's just a way of bringing those comic book worlds to you and you being able to play them and being, able to, interact with, those things. Who wouldn't want to, when they do make one, be Superman and fly around and do Superman things,
They tried that.
see the stuff that you see in the comic book and actually be able to play that and do it correctly, because a few Superman games that we had on. But, that's the correlation between it, I would like to believe, to do these things that you see in a comic book on video games,
Mhm.
especially with these, since I would say Super Nintendo on up, they were able to bring some cool stuff to these video games.
Hey man, don't sleep on the NES, man.
Man,
It's-
I don't, but I was just saying, the later system had a lot of power.
Yeah, they
so.
definitely mastered it on the Super Nintendo. But NES, they had
They had
the
some
Batman
bangers.
NES
Yeah.
game.
Yes. There's some
Really
bangers
good.
on there.
Captain America and the Avengers.
Yes, that was good.
I don't think I've partaken.
Yeah, that was
was
a
pretty
good one.
Okay.
Juice.
I remember the comic book character Juice. I was home like, who the fuck?
But even not even just talking about comic book adaptions in video games. Like there are a lot of video games that adapted that comic book art style,
Mhm.
like Comic Zone on
Yes,
the Sega Genesis.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
I think
That
I'm sorry.
no.
But I think the best game to do it was Beautiful Joe.
Ooh, that's a good one. How did I forget about that?
Oh my goodness.
Oh well, that's a game. It was originally a GameCube game, and I didn't
Right.
own a GameCube.
Oh.
But yeah, Beautiful Joe is really good.
I think
What are you doing, Captain?
that probably encapsulated the whole comic book feel
Yeah.
out of any comic book related video game.
I have to go back and I missed Beautiful Joe.
Oh,
Play
man.
Comic Zone, but not Beautiful Joe.
It eventually got ported to the PS2.
Yes,
That's,
PS2.
that's where
Yeah.
that's where I played it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's definitely worth playing.
It's another IP Capcom hasn't delved back into. Well, maybe we'll see something in the future. Yeah, comic books and video games are cool.
So what was the first comic book video game you remember playing?
I think I would have to say, God, and there's another one that like gives me nightmares at night is probably Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the NES.
It's one of my faves.
Yeah.
Especially the water level.
But the first one that I think I played that was like good, like really good, was the Super Nintendo Batman and Robin game that was based on the 90s animated series.
Yes, I remember it. I never played it.
Yeah, that was so good.
I remember because for it to be Super Nintendo, it really looked like the cartoon.
Yes.
They did a very good job of making it look. I remember watching it and I was like, wow.
Yeah, that art style was phenomenal.
It was. And for me, I remember playing, hopefully I don't get it's Spider-Man and Carnage Separation Anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one.
Yeah. I remember playing that one a good bit. That was the first one that I really liked. I played a few in the past, but I remember like banging that one out for some other reason. So, yeah.
I need you to find another phrase for playing through a game in its entirety, then banging it out.
I got to the end and banged it out.
I did. Joysticks all sticky.
But I remember, I think, again, probably Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or NES was probably the first. But I remember wanting to play X-Men on NES so bad. Mm-hmm. And then years later, I actually got to play it. And I'm glad I never played it. But I remember, because I've been a comic book fan since I was young.
Yeah.
And the X-Men were always my favorite. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to play that game so bad. And then
you got it.
And I'm like, this game is so bad. Mm-hmm. I'm glad I didn't play it.
So do you think you would have enjoyed it better if you got a chance to play it at the time? Or you just
No.
Think, okay.
No. That game is horrible.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is not.
It's not good.
It was like they just took some crap and put X-Men over it.
That sounds about right.
So we talked a lot about how comics kind of pushed people to games and how comics influence games, but some people, me included, kind of had it the other way around, where my love for video games kind of pushed me towards comic books. And I'll explain. So as a kid, I was a gigantic Sonic the Hedgehog fan. And Archie Comics, it explains a lot. So Archie Comics made a Sonic the Hedgehog comic book, which is still in circulation today. And it is very good. So the Sonic the Hedgehog comics, and correct me if I'm wrong, or this could be a redaction next week if it needs to be, I believe it's based on the Saturday morning cartoon of Sonic the Hedgehog. So there was a Saturday morning Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon, and they had a lot of creative freedom with that Sonic lore. Like, they created a bunch of freedom fighters, and that's where Sally the princess comes in, and Antoine, and like, it's so many. It's a lot of like, so it's like,
name is Antoine.
It's a French dude named Antoine.
Tyrone.
So, Sonic the Hedgehog is known for now its super annoying side characters, right?
Yes.
But this Saturday morning cartoon, like, it was deep rooted and serious, and the characters had like some real like depth to them. Okay. And the comic book chose to go that way. So there's no Big the Cat. There's no like, those people in those comic books. And so that comic book was really good, and that drew me more into like actually owning comic books.
Cool. I grew up more on the comic books, and the other way around.
Yeah. So. What are other comic books that were adaptations of the video games that y'all could think of?
Comic books. They were comic books first.
Comic books.
And then adapted.
No, video games first, and then
Earthworm Jim.
Yeah, you just.
I had to get that in there. We talked about that earlier.
Jim.
Earthworm Jim.
I'm sure that's not the last we'll talk about Earthworm Jim this episode, but so I will let you have it.
Look at my list.
But yeah, Earthworm Jim. You got. Well, they were actually both created at the same time. We just found out a couple episodes ago, but Injustice.
Yes.
A really good comic book series and a really good story. Period. Yeah. Honestly.
What was remember it was an old NES game. remember the advertisements in the books, and there was a game that they were advertising, but it actually had like I think maybe like 3 or 4 different issues or advertisements, but they were comics advertising the game.
I might. Damn.
And it was 2-player. Well, it was a red. I remember something with wings. One was red and one was blue. One guy was blue.
That kind of sounds familiar.
If you saw it, you'd be like, yeah. But you never, like, I don't think they actually sold the game in stores. I think you had to order it. But they had, like, a comic series advertising the game with it. I can't remember what it was.
Wasn't it?
No.
I know Superman died, and I think one time they brought him back with one of the ones where one was red and one was blue.
No.
That's not it.
I mean, what you're saying is probably true, but this is definitely not what.
This was an NES game. This was an NES game. But that's going to be some trivia for anybody watching or listening. You find that.
Yeah, if you do, put it down in the comment section, baby.
But that was kind of obscure. It just popped in my head.
Yeah.
What else? Of course, every X-Men game on every system.
Yeah,
Spider-Man,
obviously all the Marvel stuff, all the
Batman, Superman. There were a couple I had on my list besides Earthworm Jim.
That was the only one you remember. But anyway, let's stop with all the dancing around the subject. What we're here to do today,
right now, pull it out,
is live compile the top 10 comic book games of all time.
All right.
I got mine in the holster. I'm ready.
So we attempted to do this with the top 10 black characters of all time, and we wound up having to reshoot because of a big boo-boo. So,
Kratos is black. I don't care what anyone says.
But so we're gonna try this again, but we're gonna have some ground rules that
I hate rules.
Well, we need them because you thought Kratos was black. So we're strictly doing comic games that are based on comic books or graphic novels.
Right.
So no manga, no like comic strips in no Dilbert the video game is not no Garfields.
So just straight comic books.
Yes.
Comic book graphic.
Comic book first, then it was a game. That's the rule. And I think that's the biggest one.
So we can't do Earthworm Jim.
No Earthworm Jim.
Even though it's the greatest comic book.
Let's talk about Earthworm Jim real quick since we can't talk about that.
Y'all talk about Earthworm
So
Jim.
we were talking about the ideas for the episode before today. John brought up Earthworm Jim. And I pointed out that Earthworm Jim, we give Earthworm Jim a lot of credit because the art style is amazing. I give
the
it
game is amazing. He disagrees.
That art style, so good. I remember loving it as a kid, and then I went back and I played. How did I go back and play? Oh, it had an HD remaster on Xbox Live Arcade, and woof, that game does not play good.
I wasn't a big fan of it when it came out. Like, it's always been fair to me.
I hate you, bro.
Now, granted, I would love to own. I almost bought the Sega Genesis Mini because Earthworm Jim is on it. Because I do want to own that game, but I also acknowledge that those games. There's a point in each of those games. We're not even going to talk about Earthworm Jim 3D because that doesn't exist to me.
There was an Earthworm Jim
on the Nintendo 64, and it was not good.
They always try to take them 2D games 3D, and it never goes.
It's worth seeing because it is a sight to behold.
Yeah. There's a whole backstory to that. So if you go on YouTube, find some videos that talk about it. There's a whole it was a mess.
Because I don't think it's made by the people who made 1 and 2, right? Somebody just bought the IP and was like, "Let's
here
do
we go."
Yeah. Earthworm Jim's always gonna be like the redheaded stepchild of like. They're just the whole game industry is just tossing them around. Now we're getting a new one on the Television Amico.
Yeah. I'm at least glad that the original creator still owns the rights to the character.
Yes,
he's still doing comics and stuff too. He's got a new comic coming out.
Cool.
Yeah.
So let's go.
We kind of got off track. Okay, so I'll lead off. I'll say, well, we'll all take turns naming iterations, and then we'll each vote on where we think that comic book lands in the list as we're creating it. So obviously, by default, the game I say is going to be number one until we dethrone it, right?
Got it.
Obviously.
You said what was it again?
No,
I didn't say the
Okay,
name.
I
Of
thought
it.
you
Yeah.
said,
The first game is going to be number one, and then
Okay.
the move from there.
So I'm going to say the obvious pick, the softball pitch. Marvel Spider-Man for the PS4.
number one.
Number
Hands down.
one.
Like,
And try to dethrone that thing. I really want you to.
Yeah, I don't foresee that one. That game was just
I actually someone on an unrelated post, someone actually said that Spider-Man PS4 was a horrible game.
he's just trolling.
Yeah, I've seen that. Like, you gotta be. There's no.
But knowing that guy, he there's a lot of things that you would think that he think that's him. That's him. He's not trolling. He's for real.
Okay. Did we know this person? Or you
I know.
Okay.
So like, there's literally, if you know anything about Spider-Man, like this game. So all right, first of all, I played this game. I loaded it up, and immediately I was like, this reminds me of Spider-Man 2 for the PS2 and original Xbox, because that game, up until this game coming out, was the perfect Spider-Man game. You wasn't going to beat it. Web slinging felt really good. The city was realized. The story was very good. And Insomniac just, what I assumed, took that model and just
kept going.
Exactly, just made everything better, made
Yeah.
the graphics amazing, made the web slinging feel even better, made the story even better, gave you more things to do in the city. It's undeniable.
It is for right now not only the perfect Spider-Man game, but just a perfect game. Period.
Yes.
That's what sets it apart. That's why it's gonna hard for you to try to convince me there's a game better,
Yeah.
because it stands as the best superhero game, Spider-Man game, and also just great game, by itself.
Yeah.
So
Preach to the choir, man. That's
Yeah.
why Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man for the PS4 is number one in
And
my first.
anyone that disagrees is an idiot. I'm sorry.
Big
I'm
old
just saying.
Come at us.
Fight
Even
me,
if you
bro.
don't like it, you cannot deny that.
Can't
great.
deny.
Yeah. I like Batman Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight?
Arkham Knight.
Okay.
I remember playing it and being more liking it more than I thought I would. Yeah, another game, just popping in and playing like, oh, this is cool. I like the combat. The combat was pretty cool, even though I kept getting punched in the back of the head. I like solving the riddles. Good story. Good game.
Did you play any of the other games in Arkham?
I did not.
That's probably why you said Arkham Knight.
I did not. I've heard the horror story. Yeah, I didn't play any.
Arkham Knight. No. Let me. Arkham Knight is amazing, but there are Arkham City. I want to say objectively. I don't know if it's a unanimous. Everybody who played Arkham trilogy agrees. Arkham City is the better of the technically 4 games.
I did not know there were 4 of them. So would you have to know them?
Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Origins, which technically is a part of the trilogy.
Okay.
And Arkham Knight.
Okay.
I thought there was only one.
Oh my god!
I knew there were 2, but I didn't know there were 4.
But just to remind people, F Batman.
Okay.
That's
So-
why I only thought it was one, because I
So-
didn't care.
Asylum, City, and Night were all made by Rocksteady.
Yes.
Arkham Origins was made by Warner Brothers Montreal, which is why a lot of people don't include that one in the trilogy.
Okay.
it's a big departure.
Okay.
Oh, and there are also like those side-scrolling ones that were on the DS. I forgot what they were called.
Never had a.
They're not worth. They're not worth mentioning.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're gonna still put it on the list. But the thing that Arkham Knight did that kind of pissed people off was add the Batmobile.
Yeah, it seemed like a side note. The
Huh?
Batmobile.
That pissed people off.
Yeah, so the thing that made one of the things that made the Arkham series so good is traversing the world. And it felt good, like getting on top of buildings and gliding down, and it's very easy to get from point A to point B. Adding the Batmobile in that city felt unnecessary, and not only that, but there were certain missions that you needed to. They forced you into the Batmobile. because I guess they spent so much time programming it
Mm-hmm.
that you're going to
we
use
use
this.
this.
And it wasn't fun. So,
Okay.
yeah. But I do like the game.
And I like you.
Oh, sweetie pie. So, I think we all agree that that's not going to be the one to dethrone Spider-Man.
No.
Oh,
Right.
yes.
So-
Nothing, I don't think
So, as of now, Batman Arkham Knight, Bartman. I just spelled it wrong.
Really?
Get it together, man.
Bark, man.
Bartman Arkham Knight is number 2 on our list.
So my worry here is that most of these games that we're going to name are going to be DC, and because there's so many other games, but they just seem to do the DC and Marvel games are just going to be top 10. But there's so many other games that
They're the largest.
Yeah.
The largest,
I mean, yeah, but
well-known.
no, I got at least one that I want to mention that's not from either.
Okay.
I know which one.
You probably do.
Yeah.
Oh no, I might have 2 because you just
Ooh.
reminded me of that other one.
Yes.
You're probably going to say
And
that.
and they're from the same.
Yeah.
Same developer.
Yeah.
So just Brian cheated on me and evidently rehearsed with John this time.
No,
You
no.
kept leaving him out.
So what you got? So
So I'll just go ahead and so should we just lump them together?
I'm legitly lost. I'm like,
No,
Okay.
let's keep them separate.
So Telltale,
Mhm.
oh, okay.
they made a very popular comic book. If you're a comic book fan, but not well known,
Mhm.
they made what was the name of that one?
The game is called
Wolf Among Us. Yes, based on the Fables comic book.
Yes.
Mhm.
Which is a very good book. If you actually get a chance,
Check it out.
check it out.
Mhm.
But that was a good game. It was a Telltale game.
Yeah, I think I played the first episode
Mhm.
because you got me into the
Telltale games.
the
Mhm.
walking. So I decided to check that out because you were telling, and it was good,
Yeah.
but I didn't finish it up. I'm assuming you did.
Yeah, it was really good. I
Okay.
finished the whole game.
Okay.
That's the only Telltale game I actually played.
Yeah. I've never heard of Fable before A Wolf Among Us. And that game was so well done. Like the acting in it is really good. The story is insane. Like you're the sheriff of a fairy tale
Fairy tale
town
land.
who's the big bad wolf.
Mhm.
And people are getting murdered. Like these fairy tale characters who live in this town are getting murdered. And this town is like dark. There's like drug addicts.
So
And
it's like
slums.
noir-esque.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we were talking about earlier. 3 Little Pigs, they're drug addicts.
Yes, the 3 Little Pigs are drug addicts. Snow
Nah, bro,
White.
I remember it wrong. I said they were murdered.
Yeah, in the
Drug
game,
addicts.
one of them is his roommate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Snow White's the mayor,
Mhm.
and the Axeman from Little Red Riding Hood is like a dickhead.
Mhm.
He's like killing people, but he's not the murderer.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna like go into it. If you haven't played it and you're into those like, for lack of a better term, point and click adventures, even though it's
Mhm.
not really point and click, definitely check it out.
Mhm.
The
It's worth
the
it.
Telltale game is actually based on the first arc of the
Mhm.
comic book. So if you play the Telltale game, if you play it through, that's basically the first arc of the comic book. So
Yeah, and it sucks because it kind of ends, from what I remember, it ends as if they were planning on returning to that franchise,
Mhm.
and then Telltale Games went out of business. So,
Damn it.
so damn.
Damn.
But yeah, Wolf Among Us. Can we all agree that as of now is 3?
stay on 3.
That's safe. It's a safe 3 right now.
I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm just gonna put my input in. I'm gonna let y'all pick the list.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Wolf Among Us. So while we're talking about Telltale, let's just talk about the other one, right?
Right.
The Walking Dead.
Of course.
Yeah, The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
We're just gonna lump all the seasons together as one giant
Mhm.
game, even though they technically are separate games. But yeah, that was the game. I liked point and click adventures before Walking Dead, but that one like rejuvenated it.
Mm-hmm.
And that really changed the game. After The Walking Dead, adventure games were just coming out of the woodworks. And the acting in this, Telltale kind of like had that trend going of picking perfect voice actors and writing very good storylines within these established franchises. But The Walking Dead really nailed it. really nailed the vibe and the environment. At the time, my only knowledge of Walking Dead was the AMC show,
Right.
not the graphic novel.
Oh,
Mhm.
graphic novel. Of
But-
course, the book is better. Than the
Yeah,
show.
absolutely. But yeah, the love of the show got me into the game, and the game got me into the comic.
Okay.
So, undeniable.
All correlates.
Mm-hmm.
Hamburger.
So, where are we putting Walking Dead in the list?
I put that under Wolf Among Us.
Under Wolf Among Us? I agree.
I'm a little biased, even though I actually read collect Walking Dead. Well, the Fables is Fables was such a better book, better story,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel the same way about the Telltale game.
Okay.
And they did a very good. And having read Fables, having read Walking Dead, they did a much better job of adapting Wolf Among Us
Mm-hmm.
than they did The Walking Dead. Even though The Walking Dead is still pretty good, they just did a way better job. So
I agree with you, but for a different reason. Because, and I mean, it's an unfair advantage because there's only one Wolf Among Us, and
Right.
there's several seasons of The Walking Dead. But The Walking Dead was so the quality was inconsistent. Like season 1 was phenomenal.
Agreed.
Season 2 was a step down.
Right.
3 it was kind of like insane, and the final season, for reasons that we obviously know about Telltale going out of business and another company picking it up and trying to rush to rehire writers and blah
Yes.
blah blah. It just was a shit show. But yeah, because of that, and because Wolf Among Us, for the most part, was done perfectly. I agree. Wolf Among Us is above The Walking Dead on the list. So
GG's for you, Wolf Among Us.
Yeah. So Mike, what's your next?
Now, if I get this wrong, because I think you might have said something, so I'm sorry if I messed the rules up.
No, man.
Marvel versus Capcom. That's
No,
not
that's-
really okay.
No, yeah, for
But
sure. We need to say that.
Specifically, in my opinion, Marvel versus Capcom 2,
Mhm.
Part 2.
Mhm.
Part 2 is, I think, the definitive Marvel versus Capcom game, even though they came up with 3 and.
We're not going to talk about that.
It's getting a little- yeah, absolutely. Great game. Crap, I forget how many characters there are after you unlock everybody. So many characters.
gotta be like 60.
I
Right?
think it's something like more than that. They just have so many characters. John will look that up. It embraced all of what Street Fighter was, the 2D fighter, and it added that extra element of like the double jumping and the crazy combos. Even though it was a little bit broken, you could do some infinites. But when just played regular, it was just a good game. And of course, it featured Marvel characters that you know, a little bit of more obscure characters, and of course the Capcom people. But Marvel vs. Capcom 2, if you can find it on disc for like PlayStation 2, the game is like $70-$80 because it's rare, and it was on
Dreamcast too, right?
it was on the Dreamcast as
Yeah.
well, and it was also on PlayStation 3 and
PlayStation
Xbox
3.
360s,
The
online.
arcades,
And
right.
then something happened, and you can't get it. Shout out to Carl, who actually lent us his 360 for Comic Book Day.
Mhm.
He downloaded it and never deleted, because if you delete it, you can't get it back like Scott Pilgrim. So
Mhm.
yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, absolutely.
So, is it fair to say that, at least for the time, if not even now, that was probably the biggest crossover game of all time?
Probably
Yeah.
so.
Still
Yeah,
going.
Yeah.
Still going.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. It's still, even though the franchises, the games haven't been as or whatever, it's still going on regardless.
Mhm.
The rumors of an actual 4, and it kind of hopefully will go back to the 2D hand drawn type of
56 characters.
56 characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
24 available at the start, and then 32 unlocked.
Good grief.
Yeah. And there was a little cheat. You could play the training mode and just leave it on, and you would get points. So I would just leave my Dreamcast on overnight, and when I wake up in the morning, I would have like 9,000 points, and you could get different characters in different colors. They had like different colors back then. So Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah, the first time I've seen any Marvel vs. Capcom, and this is going to tell you like how old it is I've seen it in an arcade,
Yeah.
right? And like I happened to be peeking over somebody's shoulder, and this combo, like the combos took over the entire screen.
Mhm.
It was ridiculous for the time, and
Big
like
flat.
yeah,
distinctly remember being in. This is when arcades were starting to get like the 42-inch screens, and people come up and put their. And this game, the bigger the screen was, it usually cost more. So I think this game was $1, and I never forget there was this kid. He was using Doctor Doom, Blackheart, and maybe Magneto. And I remember him just coming in, doing, knock someone up in the air, and him bringing in Doctor Doom, and he's doing like 60-hit combos. And at this time, I was like, what? He's like murdering people, and people are like, yeah, he's been on for like the last hour. And then, getting it home, and I remember trying to like be in because I was using Jill, Guile, and like someone else, sitting trying to, do the knock them up into the air and trying to do the air combos. So I remember that was like one of the games that I tried to grind at, and I thought I was good at until you start playing people that are actually good at the game. And then you're like, oh, I'm not good at this at all. So Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely deserves to be on this list. Where does it deserve to be on it?
I would maybe put it
at 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I agree. It definitely needs to be over Wolf Among Us and The Walking Dead. So I'm gonna put 3, 4. I'm gonna rewrite it in order. I'm gonna figure it out. MVC 2. All right. So as we stand now, we have number 5, The Telltales of Walking Dead. Number 4, Wolf Among Us. 3, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. 2, Batman Arkham Knight. 1, Marvel Spider-Man for the PS4.
Yes. Yeah, no quarrels.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. All right.
I think from this point on, I'll say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade.
Turtles in Time?
Turtles in Time.
Is that what one you're talking about?
Which one was it?
It was Turtles in Time.
If we're talking about side-scrolling Ninja Turtle beat-em-ups, I think we're all thinking of Turtles in Time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Turtles in Strip Club. Sure.
Turtles in Time definitely, man, deserves to be honest.
Yeah. That's one of
That game
the
was so fun.
Yeah.
absolutely one of the quintessential beat 'em ups. It almost took because Final Fight was a beat 'em up, but that just took it and stepped it up. It was crazy. You could throw the foot soldiers against the screen and
that
and
was
slide.
awesome.
Down. That was just cool just seeing that. And it was just over the top. It had all the oh God, you die and eat the pizza. You comes in cowabunga.
Yeah, the sound was so
It
good.
was,
Man.
especially in the bigger arc because they had the speakers over top, and you're just getting. I remember when you could like bash the person, and you would hear the bam, bam, bam. It was just
And playing the 4-player version, not the 2-player version, was also awesome.
And if I could be wrong about this, could you hit your friend, you're Michelangelo and I'm Dante, and I could hit you?
I think you could.
I think,
but that was something that you could that you could turn that option off.
Okay.
On the home version, you can turn it off.
Yeah, because I think I remember smacking my friend in the head with a stick or two.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting beside. I'm like, all right. Okay, you want to go double dragon? We can. This ain't double dragon, but yeah.
And that was another game that mimicked the art style of the cartoon almost
I
perfect.
think my phone heard us.
What it said?
I just typed in turtles,
and it's a Turtles
first thing
time.
came up.
I remember the first time I seen it was in the Chuck E. Cheese, and if you were a kid and you grew up in the Chuck E. Cheese era, not saying that it's not here anymore, but
when it was a big thing,
and you got your tokens, you didn't want to waste your tokens on games that didn't give you tickets.
Right.
But Turtles in Time was one of those games that didn't give you tickets, but I didn't care.
Yeah.
Man. I just needed to get
Yeah, a good game. Even playing it now, it still feels good, and that's another cool thing about it. Being the age I am now and picking up Turtles in Time, I can still play it and have fun. Yeah.
Yep, that was re-released on the Xbox Live Arcade, I believe.
Remember,
Yes. But that's the only reincarnation we got of it. Yeah.
That's all it needs. They don't need the key.
Yeah. And I think it was originally on the Super Nintendo.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So this might be the first hard one as far as where to squeeze in on the list. Turtles in Time. What do y'all think? Definitely, I would say definitely above Wolf Among Us.
Yes.
I agree.
Is it better than Marvel vs. Capcom 2?
I would want to say yes, because Marvel vs. Capcom 2, you have to be into fighting games and you have to know what you're doing to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Okay.
Turtles in Time, you gotta hit 2 buttons: jump and swing, and
I
just
like-
keep going to the right. If you can't figure that out, then you jump, swing, go to the right, and get the enemy's hit points down before yours go down. That's
Mhm.
simplistic. Marvel vs. Capcom has a curve to it. You have to figure out combos and so on
Okay.
and so forth.
No, I like that argument. Above Arkham Knight? No? Okay.
Well, yes, because it's Batman. But no, I mean, I've seen Arkham Knight. I haven't. I've played Arkham Knight, and that is a great game.
Okay. No, I agree. All right, so Turtles in Time is our new number 3.
Okay.
Turtles in Time. That makes Marvel vs. Capcom 4. That makes Wolf Among Us 5. And we're pushing Telltale's The Walking Dead down to number 6.
All right, number 6 is here.
And it's back to me.
All right.
So this one is relatively old. I believe it was on the PS2 and original Xbox. Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
Do you remember that? You could
Yeah.
run around as the Hulk and just pick cars up and toss them in. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
As far as, and you know, the saying is so contrived in the video game world, but this game made you feel like you were the Hulk. Like, it literally just
Let you go crazy.
let you go crazy, run up buildings, smash cars together, picking up people. Like, you really, so talking about, let me compare it to Square Enix's Avengers right now. You're playing as the Hulk, and it's an action RPG. So I'm running up to people who are like a third of my size, and I'm punching them, but they're not reacting. You know, they're like,
Hulk's
you're
punching.
punching them, and just like hit points are going away, but they're like, just like. But like in Ultimate Destruction, you run up and you punch somebody who's a human size, and they're like flying football field.
Yes.
And it felt so good. So that developer, I don't remember what their name was, but yeah, please. So I believe they made Ultimate Destruction, and obviously they didn't own the rights to Hulk.
Right.
But they went on to make 2 original IP superhero games that played almost like Ultimate Destruction. And I can't remember.
My phone is listening to us.
It's gotta be.
I put HUL in Hulk
Hulk Ultimate
Oh, so
Destruction.
Maybe Microsoft is with that. Okay. All right. Hi.
Big Brother is coming.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you being able to hold down the button. The longer you hold it,
Yes.
the higher you can jump.
Radical Entertainment.
Radical Entertainment. Yes. And they made, because you look up the next games that they made.
Mhm.
Did they make the Transformer game?
Did they make the
I'm
Transformer game?
probably way off. Radical Games made.
Are you talking about the most recent Transformer games? Or are you talking about War on Cybertron, which was really good?
Prototype.
Prototype.
There you
Yes,
go.
they made Prototype.
Makes sense, actually, yeah. Prototype
Yes.
plays just like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good game, too.
A really good game. Underrated game, honestly.
Very, yeah. Prototype was good.
Uh,
Prototype was another game that I banged out.
Another game starring a black guy, too.
Yes.
They went out of business in 2012.
Okay.
Prototype 2 bankrupt.
Yeah, I don't think Prototype 2 wasn't good.
It was.
Prototype 1 was really good.
That's, yeah. They came up with the dual pack.
Yeah.
Pass them together. But, yeah, Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
Oh, they didn't go out of business. They ended up. They stopped developing their own games and just supported other Activision studios.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, so, yep. Hulk Ultimate Destruction. That's my candidate. It needs to make our list. Where is it going?
Let's put him above. I don't know. I'm gonna let y'all make this decision to get cussed out. Between the 5th.
So it's damn, this is kind of hard. So it is definitely, without a doubt, the best Hulk game.
Absolutely.
But I don't know if I put it above anything that we have.
I don't think either. And I was thinking that. Just put it last on the list so
Yeah.
far, and we'll see what we have after that. Again,
Yeah.
good game, good game, but
Yeah.
it ain't messing with anything that we got.
Yeah,
up
I wouldn't
on
even put it
here.
above Walking Dead.
Not at all.
honestly.
Not at all.
All right, so 7, right on the bottom. Makes it easy for me. I can just write it there. Hulk, Ultimate Destruction. All right, King Gadamus, you are next.
I'm gonna put this whole list of games in this one.
I think I know what you're talking about. I know what's coming.
Lego
I
Marvel
knew it.
games.
I knew it.
Ooh,
I knew
that
it.
is good.
Lego. I mean,
Just
Can we say the
Any-
last? Let's pick the last one because I think that was like the biggest one, right? Lego,
Marvel Heroes.
yeah, Marvel Superheroes 2.
Yep.
great. I mean,
But yeah,
first of all, Lego games are great,
yeah,
and then it's Lego Marvel, and they just do a good job of making it so myself can play it and my daughter can play it at the same time, and we're both having fun at the same time. They just knocked it out the park with all of them from the beginning, and they've just been adding on to it. So you can see the difference from the first one to the last one, but you can just see it's just been a progression of them just refining it. So yeah, just the Lego Marvel games, and they did some DC games too, didn't
Yeah,
they?
they did.
yeah. But
It was just like one or two of them. It was just like, what is it?
They were like Marvel Superheroes 2 was the best Lego superhero game.
yeah,
The Batman ones were just your run of the mill.
Yeah, they
You
weren't
know.
anything significant.
yeah. They
I'm
weren't
sure.
trying to do unique things
Yeah.
yet.
Right.
They made a Lego DC villains that wasn't as good as
I didn't even. I think I played Lego Batman, and that was about. But
Yeah.
the Marvel ones were,
Yeah.
I just wanted to. I wanted to,
So yeah, this is John's territory, so I know you.
Yes.
John. Yeah. So
What?
nothing. What,
Oh,
because you probably paid.
that one's gotta be. I would put that as 4.
Okay, all right,
Put it 4.
I'm with it.
I'm gonna get
So above
everything
Marvel
else.
vs. Capcom 2.
I agree with that. Absolutely. Yeah.
All right,
4.
so 4, Lego, Marvel,
Wait, what do we have at number 3?
Super. 3 is Turtles in Time. Above Turtles in Time? I don't know. I might fight with that one.
I think I would put that over.
I'm gonna
Turtles
put
Time.
that over Turtles in Time.
What do
I
you
would.
think?
I'll put it at 3.
You're the tiebreaker.
I said I would put it.
Is
over.
it 3 or is it 4?
I
Huh?
would put it over.
Over Turtles
I
in
would put
Time?
it over Turtles in Time.
All right.
You better.
When
Blasphemy.
When Brian would show up. Why don't y'all go play Marvel? Play Lego game.
All right. 5. Yeah, I'm getting into rewriting this list territory because it's getting sloppy. All right. So as we stand,
As we are.
8, Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
Yeah, yeah.
7, Telltale's The Walking Dead.
Mhm.
6, Wolf Among Us. 5, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. 4, Turtles in Time. 3, Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. 2, Batman Arkham Knight. And 1, Marvel's Spider-Man for the PS4.
Mhm.
So let's do like 2 more rounds and see where we're at. Yeah?
Yeah. I think this is a pretty solid list. This
Yeah,
is,
so far so good.
yeah, this is GG's list.
I got one it's based on a graphic novel,
Okay.
and it's getting a re-release very soon. Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the
Oh,
video game.
Yes.
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 Literally, if you ask me, the GOAT side-scrolling beat 'em up.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
So that means we're putting it above Turtles in Time.
Oh,
You can't
Technically.
be the GOAT
technically.
and be under another beat 'em up. You can't be the GOAT of beat 'em ups and be under another beat 'em up.
Technically. Let me get my love letter for Scott Pilgrim
Okay.
versus the World out. So, I was introduced to the Scott Pilgrim universe through the movie first. I didn't even know about the graphic novel yet. The movie was amazing. I love it. Went back and read all the graphic novels. My son read all the graphic novels. We both love them. Then this game came out, and almost everything that I love about games is in this game. You got some light RPG elements. You got the good story. You got the awesome, like 32-bit art style, I would say. The music is phenomenal. The combat is deep and amazing. Like, this game, really good. When it comes out, it was originally on the PS3 and 360. And Ubisoft is about to re-release it on the Xbox One, all current gen consoles.
Yeah, pays homage to like River City Ransom. You know, kill the characters, the coins come out. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really liked that, and I only got it because Sherm told me to get it. Shout out to you, Sherm.
Big Sherm.
Yeah, Sherm told me to grab it. He said you'll really like it, and he was right. I was like, ooh,
yeah, man,
this is good.
Yeah, I had it on PS3. I was a fan of the movie. The movie, like you, the movie got me into the book because I had always known about the comic. I never read it. Then I saw the movie. Movie's amazing. When that game came out on PS3, I got it day of and could not stop playing it.
Yep.
Could not, and I was so upset that they didn't re-release it on any system after that.
Yeah, I think I had purchased it, and you know, I'll get a system, get rid of it, and get it back. And I think by the time I got it back, you couldn't get it again. Yeah. So put that thing up there, man.
Yeah, back to your argument. If it's the GOAT beat 'em up, it's got to be above the beat 'em up that's on our list already, right?
I would. I'll put it over Turtles.
All right, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. The game is our new 4.
Someone at me, bro. I dare you.
SPV dub. Ooh. SPV dub.
I'm so excited. You broke the...
Boop. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So, 9, Hulk. 8, Walking Dead. 7, Wolf Among Us. 6, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. 5, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. 4, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game. 2, what number is on? 3. 3, Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. 2, Batman Arkham Knight. 1, Marvel's Spider-Man for the PS4.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to let John pick the last one. Because I don't have anything.
Okay.
Come on, pull it out. What you got?
If you don't got nothing, I might have something.
What you got? I want to hear what both of y'all have. If y'all have anything.
You were really relying on Earthworm Jim.
Hold up, let me look around.
Pac-Man. Splatoon. What you got?
I hate to.
X-Men Arcade.
That's a good one.
That is good. That was another South School and beat 'em up.
Yeah, that's a good one. I liked it. Who are the playable characters? It was Cyclops,
Colossus, Iceman, Dazzler,
and
Nightcrawler,
Wolverine.
Storm, and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, do you think that arcade? Do you think X-Men Arcade is better than? There was an X-Men that was on the Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
He's wrapping his foot around.
Trying to make out with John, and he's not.
So I'll explain the Sega Genesis one. So the Sega Genesis one,
I played it.
Yeah, you played as Wolverine, Beast, or Cyclops.
It was Beast. It was Wolverine, Beast.
No, Nightcrawler. Wait,
Nightcrawler. No,
you're
you're right.
You're thinking about Mutant Apocalypse for SNES.
Yeah, but no.
Genesis had a side.
You're right.
But Genesis does.
That's
that Genesis does have an X-Men game.
That's
totally
what I'm talking
different.
about.
But
Yes.
Wolverine, Beast, Nightcrawler, but then you could
And
call on
Psylocke.
other X-Men.
Yes.
Was Cyclops also playable?
I'm not sure.
I'm confusing the games.
I definitely remember. All right,
Yeah.
so I definitely remember Nightcrawler, Wolverine, and Beast.
Yes.
And you could call on people like Storm, who would clear the screen.
Right.
I want to say you can call on Cyclops, who was one of the people you could call on.
Right. You couldn't actually play him.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, the arcade was better. Yes.
Okay.
That Sega X-Men game was okay.
Yeah.
Yes. But I think people were expecting the arcade game when they got this Genesis.
Because I think the reason with the X-Men on Sega was that the characters you could play weren't that popular, and that was the turn off for me. Because the people you called on were the ones you actually
Right.
play with.
Yeah. Right.
You can call on Cyclops, but you can't play. Thanks, Beast.
Like literally the leader of the X-Men.
Right.
You can't play as.
Yeah, thanks, Beast. And it's like, no, come fight.
Nightcrawler, really?
My phone is definitely listening to it.
But yeah, I'll give y'all that X-Men Arcade.
What was the other one you had while I was looking it up?
Let's place X-Men Arcade on the list
Okay.
first. Then I'll talk about the one I got.
Oh, this game actually had better characters than I thought. What?
But
There was something about this game I just didn't like.
I don't
played
think
it.
all of these characters were playable. Yeah. It was a side scroller.
Yeah, I remember liking it.
Gambit.
Mm-hmm.
Wolverine.
Gambit, I
You could
forgot
play
Gambit.
as Cyclops.
Okay. But let's stick with Arcade. I think Arcade is the more popular
Mhm.
one.
Yeah. Okay.
This side scrolling shit. Beat them up.
Where are we putting it on a list? X-Men Arcade.
Bottom. It's fine.
Bottom.
I
X-Men-
put it above Turtles in Time.
Above Turtles in Time?
That's big to differ.
That game was fun.
Not as much as
I don't
Turtles in
think it's
Time.
as
Great
popular.
sound.
Turtles in Time
What?
had way better, just more
Okay.
stuff going on.
Listeners, in the comments, let's go to war with this
I'm
one.
gonna make a poll. We're gonna make a poll. Which was the more popular beat 'em up, Turtles in Time or X-Men Arcade?
I'm telling you.
But me and Mike are saying, and we're saying that it's definitely Turtles in Time.
Absolutely Turtles in Time.
I'll put money on it.
We'll do it. All right, so we're gonna put it below Turtles in Time for now because it's that is for your vision.
My God.
For people not watching, that was a crisp dollar bill.
$10 bill.
And not my underwear.
Bribing our audience.
Right.
So, all right. So as of now, X-Men Arcade is our new 6.
Mm.
X-Men Arcade.
And I'll guarantee 1,000 other people agree.
7.
1,000 other people are.
You're the only two.
It's all right. So this one, I kind of, it was between 3 games for me because they're all kind of like the same game. They just kind of like different iterations of it. The Marvel, is it safe to call these CRPGs like X-Men Legends and the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games?
Mm.
Yeah, they're like
They're Diablo-esque.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. They were. We're not going to talk about Ultimate Alliance 3. We're going to act like that never happened. Nintendo really shat the bed with that one. But Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 and X-Men Legends were like game changers when they came out on the PS3 and Xbox 360. No, X-Men Legends was on the PS2.
Yes.
And Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 were on the 360 and PS3.
Mm-hmm. Good games. Good.
Really good games.
Really good games. They really implemented the. It looked good.
Mhm.
The gameplay was good. They did the RPG stuff. Like my only gripe was like when you got new armor, it just didn't look
Exactly.
but that's something you can kind of look past.
But I think those are iconic games. I'm gonna pick, if I had to pick out of the 3, I would pick the original Ultimate Alliance.
the first,
Okay.
The first Ultimate Alliance. Yeah, because I think 2 was just Ultimate Alliance with just more characters.
Yes. I had two.
Yeah. Yeah. And Legends, Ultimate Alliance was X-Men Legends, but with a lot of improvements.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that I honestly, up until that point, comic book games were kind of falling under the same category of beat 'em ups or 3D action games.
And they were really mediocre.
Exactly. And to put these deep RPG elements and
Make it work.
exactly
Make it
make
work,
them
yeah.
work and make everybody feel like there was no character in Ultimate Alliance that I didn't want to play as.
Right.
You know what I'm
Everybody
saying?
had their, and it worked. Wolverine would heal over time.
Yep.
Iron Man could fly.
Mhm.
Captain America threw his shield. Everybody kind of did what they were supposed to do. And did they have the Hulk in it? I don't remember.
I want to say the Hulk was in. I'd have to look it up.
Because
I think everybody was in that game.
That was the thing that everybody was in it.
I don't think there was anybody that wasn't. If it was somebody was missing, it was because they probably just forgot.
Yeah.
So many characters in there. I'll look it up though.
Yeah. But yeah, Ultimate Alliance I think has to be on this list, which is woof because that means somebody gotta go off the list because we're already at 10. And I'm getting sad because Hulk Ultimate Destruction is 10. So no
why
matter
we
what.
take X-Men Arcade off?
What?
You bitch. You hussy.
But God, man, that sucks, man. Destruction deserves to be on this list, but I don't think it deserves to be on the list more than Ultimate
I
Alliance.
think I agree. I played Ultimate Destruction. I liked it.
Yeah,
But I played Ultimate Alliance.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
1 and 2.
yeah. So
Damn, Hulk.
where's Ultimate Alliance? So we agree that Ultimate Alliance is better than Hulk. Is Ultimate Alliance better than The Walking Dead? I say yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Better than Wolf Among Us.
I would say yes only because I didn't play Wolf Among Us.
No, I say yes too.
Okay.
So climbing up the list, Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
No, in my opinion.
I say that's a safe way to draw the line.
Yeah. Bucks head
All right.
stop here, bud.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance is our new 8.
All right.
Wolf Among Us is our new 9.
Mm-hmm.
The Walking Dead is the new 10. And
Hulk is
bye Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
Hulk is our honorable mention. Damn, Hulky bulky.
Does anybody have anything else?
I don't. Nothing worth mentioning. There are a bunch of other ones out
There was
there.
like,
I had a list. I'm sorry, I
Marvel
forgot.
Heroes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nothing like you
Mhm.
gotta like absolutely put on there. I think this is a good solid list. Absolutely, I think Spider-Man is number 1. They just
Does,
Insomnia just knocked it.
Marvel
out the park.
Avengers get a
No.
honorable mention?
Absolutely not.
No? Okay. I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Absolutely
Now
not.
when they just put out a patch to fix 1,000 things,
And it's still
I'm
some
about to
things
say,
broken.
and it's still not working correctly.
So, all right, one last change that I would like to make to the list. I want to sub out Arkham Knight for Arkham City.
That's fine. That's fair.
I suggest y'all go back and play Arkham. So, all right, the Return to Arkham pack is included in Xbox Game Pass, and that has Asylum and Arkham City in it.
And I think I played Arkham City. Arkham City is when there was another.
That's the one where Joker is the main villain.
Is that the one where he takes the Titan?
okay.
And he takes the Titan thing.
Yes, and well, that's kind of a spoiler.
Oh,
so
shit. Well,
don't listen to
you
that.
don't. Yeah, don't, until I didn't say that.
Retroactively, don't hear what he just said.
Well, then I had my games mixed up. That was the one that I was
Okay, yeah. So
All right.
I was about to say, wait a minute, wait. How did you? I was about to say, how did you
Yeah.
play Night and not know that there were
Okay.
games before that? Because Night definitely makes references to City.
Sorry, I had my games mixed up. So sorry.
Yeah, because City was very good. Mark Hamill reprised his role as Joker, and he's literally
The quintessential Joker.
the Joker.
The Joker.
Yeah,
So what's our list as of right now?
10. I'm gonna just rewrite it because it's getting messy, but I think I can read it.
You can read it.
10. Telltale's The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
9. Telltale's Wolf Among Us.
Among Us.
8. Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
7. Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Marvel's Capcom 2.
6. X-Men Arcade.
X-Men Arcade.
5. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time.
Turtles in Time.
4. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game. 3. Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. 2. Batman Arkham City.
City.
And 1. Marvel's Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4.
Soon to be Miles Morales because he's black and Hispanic. That's why he's better.
So yeah, I think that's. I
Cool.
think we did it.
Yeah.
We did it. The perfect list.
Perfect.
Yes.
list.
There's
perfect
no
list.
there's no need to make any comments in the comment section saying who we
Yes.
left off.
These are all comic book games. We
The
We went
perfect
over
list
this, yes.
minus Earthworm Jim.
My- boy. And that's the show.
All right,
man.
yeah,
So
I
shut
think we
down
got a
right
good
there.
list that go around. People, tell us in the comments what you think we missed, even though we didn't miss anything. But tell us
Earthworm
besides Earthworm Jim. Give us some honorable mentions, and tell us what you think of our list. And yeah,
Yeah, man.
okay.
I like it.
So this concludes another awesome MAP Game Tech show. Make sure you visit us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at MAP Game Tech. Catch us on YouTube at MAP Technologies. And please support us. Our Patreon. Brian does that Patreon thing so good.
Patreon.com/MAP Game Tech. $3 is the lowest tier.
Just
Hop in
$3
that.
whole dollars. Help us out. Catch us online playing the games that we said, and of course we dibble dabble in other things. You can catch me, King Gardamus, on PlayStation 4, Xbox One.
I am Charm City Champ on all those same things. Oh, also check us out on Twitch. We stream on Twitch, MAP Game Tech. If you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime, so you can give us a free sub.
Yes, and we're going to step up our streaming stuff, our content, so we'll be partaking a little bit more.
What's up?
Where can people find you?
At
Yes.
home.
Besides in Baltimore
Or-
Street doing
or-
the whack
or here.
dance.
Or shaking my whap. I don't know.
Whack.
What's your online time?
You can find me online at Infinite Nights.
So, yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next week. Peace. Y'all be cool. Y'all be cool.